start streaming.
Hell yeah.
Okay. It says live, but I'm not. There it is. Okay, now I'm seeing live.
Finally.
So let me pop
Hurrah.
the chat out. Get my chat window set back. Oh man, this is always rough.
Yeah.
I'm such a noob at this still.
At least you make this stuff work by yourself. I still need like five different
Oops, no, I need
ways
that.
of wrangling in order to function.
And then I need to pop that out. There we go. We should be good to go now.
Awesome.
Just have to hit. Sorry, I fucking. So that's funny. That fucking link, that sucks ass. All that. Oh, sorry, man. I'm using gamer words. I shouldn't do that.
I've heard worse. Believe me.
Okay. Okay, here we go. I think we're not. That's all right. It's painting for the neighborhood. It just picked up that one, so I guess we'll just do that. I'll edit it later.
Yeah.
I'll fix it later when it gets in stream. What a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
That's my fault. I think I had my OBS set up wrong.
Yeah. I mean, no need to apologize to me, dude. This is smoother than what I'm able to do, so I'm in no position to judge about anything.
Right.
I might be able to judge you if you manage to set your entire stuff on fire, but other than that, then I won't be judging at all.
Okay, there we go.
Alright, refreshing the stream.
Just hit start streaming.
Can I see it? Yes. No, it's just 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's weird. It's only streaming for a minute. Let me restart my OBS. This must be messed up. It's crap. That's why I said starting at 12:15.
Yeah.
Okay, stop streaming. Edit. Okay, I need to. Man. Let's duplicate that tab. I'm gonna mute my mic here for a second.
Alrighty. I don't know if I can be heard or not, so I'm going to be real careful with the stuff I say. See, I can't be considerate sometimes. Here we go. Oh, apparently I'm very quiet, he says.
Okay. Let me turn you up. How about now? Say something.
Maybe. Primed, can you hear me?
It always takes like 30 seconds or something. Okay.
Yeah. Also, John Johnson is here too. Hello,
nice.
everybody.
Okay. I'm gonna go shield this back in another Discord that I need to.
Yeah.
Actually, I should throw it in my own Discord while I'm at it.
I've already shielded us on the Sultan's Discord and on the Discordia server.
Okay, here we're gonna do this. Edit. Go, boom, there. the other one I put it on was Ziostorm server. There. Okay.
Yeah, he's good, he says. Wonderful.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. John Johnson. Nice name.
Oh, what the hell?
Is Johnson also American? Because then we have 2 Americans, 1 Norwegian, a Swede, and a Newfoundlander has arrived in chat.
Oh, nice.
What in the name of God's great galloping golden galvanized galactic gonads is going on here? Eh?
Man, I am trying to get my chat going here.
Yeah.
Struggle
As
is
you
real,
can
friend,
see,
sorry.
Yeah, as you can see, guys, the curse of Trym about technology will transfer to everyone within my vicinity. That includes voice chats.
Alright. So, this is an awesome time. So, I live near an airport. I don't know if anybody can hear that. There's a friggin' jet flying overhead.
Ooh.
And I don't usually run my camera audio because there's always kids out here, and, like, I can't trust what they'll do, and I can't trust what they'll say. And
I mean, when I was a kid, I was a bastard.
Oh, man. I mean, I still am. Right, like, I just put
you never really grow out of it.
Every now and then. So, yeah, as I was telling Trym, and I don't know if anybody, I think John's been here before, and thanks for stopping by, John, and Prime to Stormy, Arden. Man, it's good to see you guys. But I usually have a camera going up on this side, but this time it's behind me. And I always wear a hat because I don't want everybody to have to look at my bald head. I'm definitely not as brave as Arden is when it comes to my head.
Yeah, Arden is Canadian. He's already been through the worst.
I'm in super denial over my hair loss. I really am.
Oh.
So anyhow, before we got into the struggle bus trying to get the stream started and everything.
Sorry, I have to apologize to Arden. Since we're not on Sultans, I can't really go saying the wrong place. I'm sorry, Arden. You're a Newfoundlander.
Oh yeah. Oh no. But yeah. So what I was saying before is that I know my stuff looks cool, but I know it's like I'm definitely not shaving my head, dude. I'm not. Well, there's more than one reason for that. For me not shaving my head, and it's because my mom's a hairdresser, and she's been doing it. She's been cutting hair for, over 50 years, and so she cuts my hair for me. And I have a lot of friends that are hairdressers. I have a lot of friends that are hairdressers, and I love them, and I love getting my hair cut and chatting with them, but I just...
Hey, you're not doing a comb over, right?
No.
Well, as long as you don't have a comb over, that's when it's okay. When you have the comb over, that's the part when you just embrace it. But until the need for a comb over, that's alright.
Yeah, no. And I'm not... I've worked and I've known dudes with the hardcore comb overs, and I will go full Ardent if that's the case. I'll just shave my head.
And Stormy calling me out here saying that I crashed a computer. I didn't. No. Oh man, yeah. I've been looking forward to this stream, man. It's been planning for a while.
Yeah, it has. It's just a schedule thing. Well, of course, because you're in friggin' Norway.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Yep.
And so, but anyhow, I was saying the discussion we were having before when we decided to take the stream live is that I know my art looks cool because it's like designed to, because it is really poppy. It's street art. That's why when you go to if you go to Vegas, or I'm sure if you go to any major metropolitan area where they have street artists, you'll see people doing this because it's kind of quick. And once you get into it and start doing it, it's really more a matter of just picking the right color combinations to make stuff look cool. I think. And so, and you know, making sure that I am always trying to be careful of my light perspectives when I'm doing stuff. When I plan something, I always plan for a light source somewhere so that I can make sure that I have the appropriate coloring or whatever on my planets, or the right shine or whatnot.
Light proportions. There are two things I have a bit of a challenge dealing with: light and proportions.
Yeah. Well,
but it's one of the reasons why I want to do this stream too, because this project, and hopefully some more in the future as well, because it's gonna be a nice way for me to develop myself a bit personally.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and me as well, because once I see the end product of what you can do with it, then I think it will make me know more of what I can do with it.
Yeah.
So, I gotta put my mask on if I'm gonna start painting, because it's gonna...
Yeah, you only have 2 sets of lungs and 1 esophagus. You better not ruin them prematurely.
Right. I tell the kids, they run up here and sit at the end of the table. Let me get my mask on and adjust my audio on that. Alright. Is that sufficiently Darth Vader-y enough? Can you still hear me okay?
I can hear you. You're a bit lower than you used to be, but if there's not too much extra noise around, I should be alright to hear you.
Okay. But, I was saying, the kids come up and stand at the end of the table, and, and I'm like, they're like, why are you wearing this mask? And I say, so I don't end up with black boogers. Because if you stand there and breathe the paint, you're gonna have black boogers. Like, and so I know, because that's a quick, easy thing to tell them so that they'll understand.
Yeah.
So, it's funny.
Yeah. What my father used to tell me when he did the whole spray painting thing, and I got too close, he would take out a lighter and see it was like, you see this stuff?
Check this out. Yep.
You don't want that down their throat, do you?
Yep. Yeah, they really they're curious. You know, the kids are always really curious, and they're always asking for paintings, which is fine. You know, I just tell them no. It's kind of an interesting thing, because it's a funny way to get leverage on them. Because when I walk my dog and I walk my cats. The cats follow me. When I'm outside, my cats follow me. If I was not painting right now, the cats would probably be hanging out by my feet, because they love me. But they don't like the hissing from the cans. They don't like the hissing from the spray cans. And so...
do you have a way to turn yourself up a little bit? Arden says you need to turn up your volume a little bit.
Okay, let me boost myself. Let me try to see if I can.
Yeah. Hello, Caucasian Sasquatch. I mean, Caucasian Sasquatch.
Okay.
A dude in chat, best name ever.
Caucasian Sasquatch. Yeah, man. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Okay. Trying to change my... Trying to up boost myself. Hey, Chief. Whatever. I don't know if anybody can hear me in the background there.
I can, yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, no. I can hear my kids yelling in the background.
Ah.
Hear my son playing games in the background.
I can hear, oh yeah, I can hear someone. I thought that was just me going through.
No. Okay, I'll set myself up to 100, see if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm currently streaming, that is correct. I'll step inside my house to hear some gamer words. I'm going to start recording this now, too.
Your son plays hard.
He's a... Dude, so I started him playing... We started him playing League like a couple of years ago, like 12 or whatever. And
that was your first mistake.
Yeah, I know. And he just kind of dirtled around with it for a long time and didn't do a lot, like didn't play very much. And then he was on his team's esports team,
and he was like one of the only kids on his school's esports team. And he was one of the only kids who had played League before. And they played against a team of kids that were like from Ohio, some other, because he does online school. And those guys were all like super high ranked, like a legit team. And they just shit stomped his team. And he was like, screw that. And so then he decided to just get better, try to get better playing League. And like, just recently, he's like a friggin' phenom, dude.
Nice.
He picks a champ. He's like, I'm gonna play this champ. I'm gonna learn how to play this champ, and he just crushes it.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I'm pretty lucky. My kids are pretty cool. Both my
what a father always wants.
Yeah. My son, my youngest, splits time between me and his mom. He spends a lot of time here. He spends most of his time here, which is fine. I love it. And he's like, his older brother lives with me, but he's older. He's much older. He's in his 20s. He's in early 20s. I won't give out too many details about him because if he doesn't want to, but I'll give him a modicum of privacy.
Yeah.
But they're both like, he lives with me. He helps pay the bills. Because it's freaking expensive living here in Boise now.
Huh.
And like there was when I started doing this, kind of because I got laid off and I was running out of stuff to do. And so, but he was having to help pay the rent through that whole time, and he really came through for me. So, I got nothing but love for that kid.
That is very impressive. A kid able to help his father pay the bills, that's fucking impressive.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Arden.
Later, Arden. Goodbye. Talk to you later.
His Arden stream thumbnail the other day was pretty fucking awesome. It was pretty hilarious, man. But anyhow, so I'm really, I'd say blessed, but I'm not really that kind of person. But I'm very fortunate to have, the family and the friends that I have.
Yeah.
So.
I know the feeling, dude.
Yeah. But anyhow, I keep talking about like the street art stuff and trying to get through that. But my point on that is that like it's meant to look good, it's meant to look eye-catching, it's meant to do all this stuff, and it's really, it's fun, but I don't consider it to be like high art in any way, shape, or form.
High art?
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be like this is something neat that people hang on their walls, but I don't necessarily know if it's gonna evoke deep emotion in anybody.
Well,
or anything like that.
That's the thing about art. It, at least in my opinion, it purely depends on the one who views it.
Yeah.
Because there's a few images you have that really go deep. I mean, I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings, so I'm really weak for that. Oh,
yeah.
I think the stream froze again.
Did it?
At least on my side.
Oh, yep. It looks like it might have. Crap. Let me see.
Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like the OBS is.
Shoot.
But yeah.
Balls.
That's weird. It says not live.
Oh no.
Live?
Well, I can see you on YouTube, but I can't see or hear you on Discord, sadly.
Oh, hell. Oops. Oh. Shit. Okay.
Lovely. At least it's fine, so...
Can you...
now I can hear you. Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, my Discord cuts out every now and then. For some reason, it's super annoying. I don't know why it does.
Oh yeah.
But
Discord is a pain, dude.
Well, and I don't know if it's Discord or if it's my internet provider. because it only does it, like if I was on my phone with on my 5G, I wouldn't have this issue. I wouldn't have an issue with it cutting out, but for some reason it does. But it usually only
Yeah.
lasts for a second. And that's why I put that goddammit sound on my soundboard in Discord. It's specifically for that reason. It was for that. I have a buddy I chat with all the time, and I needed a way to communicate to him easily that I could not hear him.
Yeah.
That's what we decided. So that's been my de facto. Like, I'm out, and then I'm doing that Conan campaign with Patriot and a few other dudes, and I use it there now too.
Yeah.
They know when they hear that. They're like, "Oh, so Dave will be back right here in a second."
Yeah. Technical difficulties. We
Yeah.
will be right back.
Yep. Okay. So these paints I'm using, these Montana Golds. It's
Right.
acrylic paint, which is a bit different than like the enamel paint. Because like the Rust-Oleum paints, that's not Rust-Oleum. Where's my other Rusto? There it is. So the Rust-Oleums are enamel paints instead of acrylic. So acrylic paints have a lot more particulates in them. And so you end up with this really fine dust all over everything.
Oh.
Yeah. And so when I first started doing this, I was using mostly Rustos because that was the one I could find the most variety and color in. But now I found a good supply on these gold, these Montanas, the acrylic paint. And it works pretty well. It's a little more expensive. The only problem with it is that it dries, like, let's say problem, quote unquote, it dries really quick out here in the heat. Because which makes it harder to do stuff like this, but you still end up with some pretty cool patterns.
I mean, it still already looks pretty good to me. So what do you think you're using there when you do the whole dabbing thing?
This is a crumpled up paper bag.
Oh.
Or plastic bag, not plastic. Plastic bag, not paper bag. I use paper. I can use paper in the winter more because stuff dries a lot slower. Because when I started doing this was like November, right? And let's say that's when you guys on the Sultan's Discord talked me into finally start uploading or recording and uploading videos.
Yeah.
But the paint dries a lot differently when it's, you know, zero C outside as opposed to when it's, you know, it's going to be 41 C. It's going to be 107 degrees here, 41 degrees here today. Yeah. It's going to be hot. We're actually going to I got people coming over. I got a dude here already. He's playing games with my son. They're playing video games right now. But we're going to go, there's a pool in my apartment complex. We're going to go swimming. So,
Nice.
yeah. So I guess to talk about the process here. So I've done my things. I've got my stencils down. And now I'm just, you know, blacking them out. Which is kind of where I thought of the name for the channel. Total Blackout Painting.
Yeah.
Because I just black.
It's a really cool name though, Total Blackout. I mean, it's kind of better than Trym's art track. Yours, it sounds a bit more ephemeral, while mine sounds like a hobo troll stealing a laptop as an underbridge.
I didn't think about it that way before.
I mean, it fits me a bit too well.
I follow a bunch of art channels. I spend too much time on YouTube because I follow so many different. Like I've got some people. Dude might stop by here. From. Am I still okay? Live. There we go. Hey, John Johnson. Well, yeah, I've got a few people that I follow, like other spray paint artists that are just amazing.
Yeah.
And they have their one guy, or not guy, one girl person is her channel's called Spray Paint Patty, and she does just some of the most amazing, like hands down amazing stuff I've ever seen, like done in spray paint.
Yeah.
And then, and she has fewer subscribers than I do, which is really just kind of criminal. But then there's another girl named Amethyst Vasquez, and she has like 14,000 subscribers. She has a lot of subscribers. And she does some really cool stuff.
I mean, half the thing on YouTube is, unfortunately, it's 1/3 skill, and then you have 1/3 of luck, and then it is praying to algorithm.
Right. Praying to the algorithm god.
Yeah, kind of pisses me off, but hey.
That's
what you get, though, when people refuse to use the, let the algorithm be organic.
Right. Well, you know, I think the algorithm kind of got me where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So, which unfortunately I can't bitch too much about. So, I mean, like the thing I will bitch to you is what I think I was bitching to you before stream about this was the friggin' random videos I've done lately that just got like they had nothing to do with painting. It's like cats and then cleaning up the table and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I got fucking almost 5,000 views on those
There's one
damn
video
videos
I've
now.
seen. Yeah, there's one video I've seen of a dude who actually just works with treating the hoofs of cows.
Oh, dude, the hoof. Oh, I got stuck watching that stuff one day, man. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
me too. It's just shit like that, and people watch it. It's not bad either. It's just, I don't know. It's just satisfying looking at someone doing their job, right? Doing a thing like that.
I think so. Well, there's a dude that another guy that is, I think he's Irish. Yeah, he's Irish. He's this Irish guy that like restores axes and stuff. His name's like Eowyn or something like that, and I can't remember. I'm such an asshole because I can't remember the dude's name. But I love his friggin' videos, you know, and it's just him fixing tools and shit.
Oh, that's cool though.
There's so many cool. Oh man, okay, so one more art channel that I follow, because I follow painters, I guess two more. I follow painters and a lot of painters and abstract artists and stuff, and so there's a channel, Banny's Artistry, and she does like abstract watercolors, and she does some oil paintings, and she does some, they're just awesome. Her videos are really cool. And lately she's starting putting out videos of her dog, which are really cute. So, okay. I'm maybe getting a little carried away with this one, so I think this is why I said I was going to do a couple of them.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like it. I mean, maybe we can tell them the idea what we're aiming for here. Because I gotta admit, I like that white sort of jet that goes through there, okay?
Yeah.
That's something that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And essentially what we wanted to do was sort of a eldritch or being in the void kind of thing. And I think we agreed on the opening scene of Transformers G1 movie, where Unicron is basically traversing the void between two suns onto the world of what was it? Kranix world or whatever it was called. I don't remember the name. I remember the robot who died, but I don't remember the name of the world.
It's been a long time since I've watched those Transformers, the old Transformers movies, for sure.
Yeah.
I know. Sorry, I didn't
It's all right,
do my homework.
How dare you speak to me without knowing everything about Transformers? How dare you?
Man, Transformers was like one of my favorite things as a kid growing up. I
Oh,
I
dude.
love Transformers so much.
Dude, it's basically it's awesome living robots transforming to vehicles, kicking the shit out of each other.
I know what's not to love.
Oh, do you know what it missed? What it missed? Apparently, an eldritch god locked within a planet of steel, capable of changing shape into Satan, and then voiced by Orson Welles. That is like, holy shit! And the funny thing is, Orson Welles didn't even really put much effort into it, and yet
Oh, no.
he still sounds like fucking Satan.
That dude was wild, Orson Welles.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like-
He was notorious for like literally eating away the budget of entire movies.
Oh, I believe it. He was such a fat bastard by the time he died. Same with Brando, dude. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's really okay. So I'm curious to see who's gonna be the insane person, of our generation, right? Like who's gonna be that person that like my grandkids look at and when they're in their 20s, look at and go, God,
Yeah.
that guy got really fucking weird.
I mean, I thought it would be Shia LaBeouf, but he sort of burned up too fast in order to have any lasting impression.
Yeah, I agree. He did. He kind of burned himself out, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
he could have been though, but he didn't.
He could
Sadly.
have. He went insane, dude. He let Trump fucking and he let Trump and 4chan, by extension 4chan, just drive him insane.
Yeah.
Which-
He kind of screwed himself over there.
He did. It's really just a hard to take that kind of attention onto yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just yeah. The collective autism of the internet, right? Like just leave it be. Just don't.
Yeah, if you ever make the mistake of embracing it, you have to be of a will of iron. Like
Yeah.
the only people able to handle this kind of shit are men like Elon Musk,
Oh, dude, yeah.
who are able to embrace this shit.
They are. Just that it has to. You have to take it has to have some sort of nihilism to it. Like this
Oh, yeah.
definitely has to be a heavy segment of nihilism to what they're doing. So, because it's just so bizarre to think that a person who really thinks. Well, and maybe I guess those guys really are thinking generationally, but I don't think they're thinking as personally generationally. They're thinking more societal, more like God Emperor kind of thing, like more like
Yeah.
Leto Atreides, Sandworm God, friggin' level of stuff.
Yeah, but you kind of need that level of insanity to handle the internet, though. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, definitely you do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, take that megalomaniacal friggin' kind of insanity.
Yeah, and harness that. I mean, it does sound. I speak as if it's some kind of grand destiny kind of thing, but it almost is like that because you need to have that little piece of crazy in you in order to make it worth it.
Right. Well, it's just that they say all real greatness comes from insanity in a bit of a way.
Yeah.
Alright. So here's what I'm gonna do. I did
yeah,
one
so-
of these already, so keep talking.
Yeah, the thing is, though, I'm wondering, what kind of thing do you think we should go for in here? Because this time I'm going to because this is going to be a little bit different for how I usually do my works. I'm not even
Right.
going to do anything. Maybe some idea sketches if I feel like it, because it's funny to look at, and it kind of makes me want to do a little bit of drawing too. But
Yeah.
my part of this project won't start until I get back home in August, because I'm
Yeah.
going to work in about 2 days, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, we need to. I'm going to use your image and your ideas to set off to get to where we're going with this. So for the first time, I'm gonna be making an image by focusing on the background first.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of
So-
looking forward to this. So it's like, are we gonna try for something? The reason why I like Unicron is because he has the rule of cool on so many levels,
Right.
right? And also he might have one of the best fucking intros in any movie ever. Just
Yeah.
you just hear, oh, that synth orchestra just playing calmly in the void of space between two fucking giant suns. You just see this planet with teeth going through the void towards this innocent world. It's kind of, awe-inspiring.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I totally get it. So I think what I'm trying to kind of do here is just for this one, and I'm gonna make another one too. So I should hurry up on this one and quit dinking around so much and yammering. But what I was kind of going for this one was just to give you a highlight background to contrast something, or like a lighter background for you to put something a little darker on top of.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So kind of like those intro images, they had Unicron coming in through the flames, right?
Yeah.
And because he's coming in through the flames, there's a huge bright background on him, and so he has the darkness. He has the shadow all around him, kind of. But the shadow has the corona. But anyhow, so the front you see of it is not super illuminated. If that's what we're going to go for with this. Now, I'll do another background that's going to be darker. Like I said, I got kind of carried away.
That is okay though. It's like getting carried away. I like it when people get lost into what they do, and I get a little bit of. I have a few people who help me, advise me on my own work, help me progress, and there's this one Hungarian man who has taken it upon himself, and he always tries to make me be restrained in what I do, but I just can't help it.
Sometimes it's just so fun to get going. You just get going and you can't stop.
I know, right?
I know. I'd like to. So know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make that one. And I wanted to do like the kind of purple and green and darker blues, and just because it gives like a really high contrast background.
Yeah.
That.
Oh. Okay, I like that little what is it? A planet or a sun?
I think it could be whatever.
Yeah. It reminds me of this generated image I saw of a black hole. You just see the sphere within the accretion disk. It's
Yeah,
kinda cool.
yeah. That's kind of what it's supposed to be. So when I first started my job, this new job I'm working, like they did not have much for me to do. Right, like I was just kind of because it's like I started right around Christmas time. And we have a lot of like government contracts, and by the time like people got back into the swing of things, and like I'd only been there for a few weeks, and I wasn't trained up enough, and so I spent a lot of time looking at the James Webb Space Telescope images, just going through that, like the NASA image of the day, and so it really there was just a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And it did inspire me to do a lot of things. So, let's do. Let's try that. Problem is, I need some shorter tools. I actually have some cardboard and stuff. I have a piece of wood that I was using for the longest time, and it has like it has like a 1/4 inch of paint on it. It has enough paint on it to where I can take an X-Acto knife and carve out a little bit and turn it into a texture block if I really needed to. I could probably use it to make clouds.
That's cool.
It's crazy. But yeah, that's why the video of me scraping paint off my table has almost 2,000 views.
I mean, shit like that is satisfying, though.
Right.
Gotta
right.
admit.
It is.
Yeah, that's the one big negative about doing art digitally like I do. I do like to do paper and stuff, but in the end I prefer digital because it gives me a wider range of motion, but there's just something more satisfying by feeling the paper on the pencil when you draw.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally understand. I used to... I still paint miniatures every now and then. I used to do it a lot more. I actually want to put that on my channel, but like my eyes are getting kind of bad. And so I haven't been painting them that much lately. So I think I like that. Take this and just... Did I lose you or did my Discord cut out? Sounds like my Discord cut out.
I just got a little bit
no.
caught up.
You're cool. Okay. Just going to be... Alright, that should be cool. So, that.
That's so fucking cool.
Alright. Didn't turn out too bad. Hi, neighbor. So what I'll end up doing is I'll take a picture. My camera on my phone takes like 64 megapixel cameras. It takes pictures. It takes huge pictures. So I'll take pictures and send them to you. And then of course I'm recording. Thank God. I thought I was recording on my camera. Not recording on my camera on that one. I am recording on my OBS, so I'm good there.
Yeah. You'll be able to make a time lapse as well. So the image we choose to make a time lapse out of is the one we're gonna be using for the joint time lapse thing.
Yeah.
Just make as many as you feel like, dude, because whatever we pick and choosing.
Right. All right. So, man, I always forget to do that. Hit record on my regular camera, but thankfully I would always remember to hit record on my OBS. Okay, so this one, I'll do it with smaller planets.
Yeah.
And we'll do smaller planets like this. Maybe a little closer. No, we'll put them farther out. And then we'll have a flare. We can have flares going between the two stars.
Yeah.
The two planets. I could make them stars. I could make stars.
Yeah, or maybe you have the two planets and then you have like a larger star somewhere between where maybe the beam can...
Yeah.
What if the upper planet there, if you have like a quarter moon there somewhere to be the sun, so it like beams from there between the two planets?
Like, I can do... Let's see what's the size here. Yeah, so I can do this. Maybe a quarter moon. That would be more like a crescent moon. Yeah, okay. I think I've got an idea of what I can do. We'll start down here.
Yeah.
We'll start down here. You know, I've got this. I've got this copper paint. Man, it's really cool looking. Yeah, shake.
Copper paint? Copper paint?
Copper.
Oh,
copper. So it's a metallic copper paint, which I really like the color of, and it's the iron lac paint. This brand has really generally pretty good coverage, but man, you gotta shake the crap out of it to mix that. Which makes sense, right? Because it's heavier pigments, and the heavier pigments are metallic, so they need to be shaken up more to get the suspension going.
I remember watching a cartoon or an anime when I was a kid, where I think actually, Transformers Cybertron? Yeah, basically it's the first time Primus, you know, the sort of a god robot of Transformers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're back in Transformers, original. On it, basically he transformed into robot mode, and there was another planet-sized transformer. I think it was sort of a super-powered Starscream or some shit. And he ended up taking the 2 moons of Cybertron and turned them into giant fucking flails.
What? Oh, that's wild, dude.
Yeah, and he just beat the shit out of Starscream. I think the series is called Transformers Cybertron in English.
Yeah, I know, and I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh man, it's some cool shit.
You know, there's a lot of ways you can go with that, and it's really cool to see the ways they do sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's the shit we've been getting of Transformers from Japan has, in later time, been better than what we get from the West.
Right. Well, Western media just kind of blows right now.
Oh, dude, it's not even fucking recognizable as something with even a modicum of quality.
It's like so bad because, like, you know, they're having this writer's strike, and I should be kind of sympathetic to those people, like, oh, you know, they want better stuff, but I'm like, you know, they work hard, whatever. It was like they should produce something that isn't garbage.
Yeah, you know, I should feel sorry for them. I agree, but I have a phrase they've used to the regular man. Learn to code. Now it's your turn. Learn to code.
Learn to code. Yep, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
And especially since, like, so I just have been using ChatGPT to generate character stories.
Right.
So for my Conan campaign, I just plug it. It's got, like, I've got a running chat thread in there, and I just give it all the information about my dude.
Oh.
And then over time, you know, I can ask it and be like, okay, generate a story about this, and tell me what would happen. And so it will generate a story, and based on certain parameters I give it, and it'll tell me what, you know, it'll tell me a story for my character. So
that's fucking cool.
I know, I've been kind of cheating using that which my DM's cool with it. Patriot's my DM, and he's a really good DM. But he's my DM, and he's been really cool because the stories are interesting. You know, they're not like dumb.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really cheating though, because when it comes to like DMing and shit like that, you make this based. I mean, every single DM in D&D, as far as I know, they take the story based off something in the pre-existent D&D storybooks, right?
Yeah.
And then they make it their own from there. So it's not really cheating using AI in that fashion.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, and really, like, I guess it feels like cheating because it's so easy to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so easy.
Yeah. We all have this idea that to get something good, it must come from the soul, right? And the AI doesn't really have a soul. But the thing is, in order to redeem that thought process, to redeem AI with that thought process, is basically make it with AI and then have a human do the fine touches, because it takes something that has been made. It's sort of like taking an AI generated image, then taking a drawing over that and then make your picture from there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, I don't necessarily think that the AI generated, because I'm in the Midjourney Discord, and just to see the queries that people put in to get their images and to get the images they do, it's like that's an art on its own.
Yeah,
Right?
it requires a thought process, and it is sort of a way for people who aren't good at expressing themselves artistically to make what they think.
Right. Well, I wanted to generate some images with the AI. What the hell is it? The Dolly. That's the one that does run by ChatGPT. But it's freaking $15 to generate an image.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you can just kiss both of my butt cheeks on that one. I'm not gonna. Not a chance on that,
man.
my friend.
Speaking of expensive AI, you know Based Ape, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, his AI project, every time he plays the game, it costs him like 20 euros or no, 20 pounds every day.
Damn, dude.
Oh yeah.
They're making a killing on the licensing on that shit.
Oh yeah. But the thing is though, if more people start supporting him, he'll be able to do this. And he'll able to do more with it. And it is awesome to see how he's able to make something. Of course, everybody's now taking the piss out of it. They've taken the mickey, I mean, as he says it. But if he managed to get a group of people who take it serious, the results can be unimaginable.
So I am not entirely familiar with Monkey's thing. Can you tell for me, and I don't know if there's viewers here that aren't familiar with that. Can you give us a rundown of what that is? What you're doing there?
Yeah, I can give you the TLDR.
We can show Based Ape. If there's anybody, I don't have any mods. You know, let me run into chat and I'll mod some people real quick, and you can drop links. You should drop links to your channel.
Yeah, I can. Just if you mod me, I can chill. If it's alright, I can chill like the Sultans too. If it's okay by you. If not, I can chill 48 Chronicles, which is Based Ape's D&D channel.
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
There's our boy.
There we go. Add as moderator. Normally I have my son moderate. He's playing League right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daddy, I'm gaming. I ain't got time for your bullshit.
I added you. I'll add Arden as a moderator too, just for S's and G's.
Yeah.
So you should be a moderator now. You can post.
There you go.
Post your channel in there. You can throw Sultans in there too.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm on.
I mean, I know you guys are streaming mostly on Rumble right now.
Yep. But we do have a YouTube channel where we upload clips of what we do, and it's doing pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
How many subs are you guys up to on the Sultans channel now?
On the Sultans, we're up to 374.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I know I watched tuned into Rumble for a little bit on Saturday, and you guys had a pretty good one there. Like there was a bunch of people watching there.
Yeah, so. we like Rumble because it's a bit freer to talk about.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that. But
yeah, we have a tendency of being a bit. We gotta be overly careful on the YouTubes.
Right. Which, you know, I do and don't agree with. Right. Like, I'm mixed on it. I understand. Like, okay, I'll say I understand it, but I don't agree with it. Let me just put it that way. Because I understand.
I get it.
I understand they're trying to simp for the sponsors, right? Because supposedly the sponsors have this puritanical standard which doesn't exist. That was fiction. It was entirely made up by like the media back in the PewDiePie days.
Oh
Like the
god.
Adpocalypse, that first Adpocalypse was entirely manufactured, and if anybody with half a brain looked at it uncritically, and
Yeah, and that
unfortunately,
is the power of fucking Susan Woke Jiki. Sorry,
yeah,
I'm not gonna.
yeah, no, well, she's
I'm
gone
not gonna
now.
draw the rat.
She's gone
Yeah,
now,
but
so, but
her crony is essentially just her pawn at this point. I don't think that she's out of the picture.
I don't know. I think she's probably like, okay. So here's my take on it. I don't think she was much more than a pawn herself, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Like and I'm not. I could try to get too political or conspiracy theorist or anything like that. Okay, so here's. Try to do like a galaxy in the background here. My nozzle's getting clogged up.
Oh, that's so fucking cool.
A little bit. I'm clogged.
Yeah.
That's okay. I've got a whole tub of nozzles sitting right here.
Yeah.
I go through a lot of paint, as it turns out.
It's an expensive hobby, huh?
Yeah. Man. So I save all my receipts. I don't have like a business setup or anything right now, but I save every receipt I have for paint. And it's at the end of the year, like I'm scared to look at it.
Yeah, I can't imagine, dude.
Because at the end of the year, I'm gonna go through it and look at it and see. Because it's not gonna be an insubstantial amount. See, this one's new.
Nah.
Is it? Oh, come on, there you go.
Oh shit, I forgot. I was gonna give you a TLDR of Base Tape's stream, right?
Yeah,
of
yeah,
his,
yeah.
48. Yeah. Essentially, he's been screwing around a little bit with AI because Monkey is a computer monkey.
Yeah.
And he got the idea of trying to make like see if a AI could do a D&D story.
Oh, neat.
Oh yeah. So he ended up making an AI go through like the D&D setup. He gave it different commands, different things, and then had it to be like tell this story like a DM in a like a GM in a game master like a DM in a Dungeons and
Dragons
not
campaign,
Dragons
yeah.
setting to
Yeah.
avoid copyright.
Right. in a fantasy role-playing game setting.
Yes, exactly. And he found out they was able to do that, and then he's just decided, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna dive into this.
Right.
Of course, I'm paraphrasing now because I'm not as fancy with words as regular people.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, you're Norwegian. It's
Yeah.
It's not your first language. It's totally understandable.
People say I have pretty good English, but the unfortunate part is I might be good with English, but the unfortunate part is I still speak in a Norwegian fashion at times. So I say words in a almost backwards manner to some people because I say the English words in a Norwegian fashion.
Well, I mean, your English is far better than my Norwegian. So.
Oh, one of the funniest things is to have Americans and English people try to say certain words.
Oh god, I bet. Well, I tried to learn, when I was in high school, I took some German, and then I tried to learn some Swedish. Actually, I had a girlfriend when I was in high school. I had a girlfriend from Sweden. Yeah,
Poor thing.
I was stupid, yeah, that poor girl. Yeah, I was I was a shitty kid. I'm a shitty adult, but I was a much worse child. So, do this. A little bit of copper behind that. So this one, I'll just black out the back of that one more. Did I lose you again, or are we just talking?
No, we were talking.
Okay.
I just get a little bit lost.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's where I was at too, man. Sorry.
Oh lord.
Okay. So.
Wow, dude, it looks like a snake is going through there.
Oh, yeah, it kind of does. Huh. Man, that
That's
gives me
cool.
an idea. That gives me an idea for later.
Yeah.
Just do a little more. Put it right style behind that. I'm kind of like mildly disorganized because when I just throw stuff down. I'm like done with it. I just throw it down somewhere.
Yeah. Damn, that's cool. Oh, and I like how the planet looks like it's fragmenting.
It did end up with a cool texture on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Prime Knight is a Swede, by the way, but the
Yeah.
thing, but don't hold that against him. He's one of the good ones.
So it's funny because I always tell my Swedish. I have a friend from Sweden. Actually, I was talking to her right before we got on stream here, and we played games. Actually, she played Warcraft with a friend of mine, who I played Warcraft with, and then we just ended up chit and chatting all together. But yeah, so I have a friend from Sweden. I was ended up talking to her today, and I always tell her that she's either Finnish or Norwegian to make
Ooh.
fun of her. So, or Danish. Oh, sometimes I'll tell her she's Danish. She does not like that.
No, the fun fact there is that the Danes still have a law that should a Swede cross the North Sea by foot when it's frozen, the Danes are required by law to chase them off with sticks. I am not kidding. That is an actual law.
Oh man, I ended up going to Sweden when I was in. This was before the EU was. This was in 1994. So they had. I went to Sweden for like a couple weeks over Christmas, and there was graffiti everywhere that said, "Nay till EU, no to EU" everywhere. It was not looking super popular there, which was interesting to look back on now. I was like, oh, well, a lot of people weren't into it then either, but they kind of got forced into it. So
yeah, it was a pretty close call, but unfortunately, a lot of the city dwellers managed to overdo the others. I mean,
right.
we had a close call in Norway too, but fortunately, we were a far less populated country, so the people are able to,
Hold more
we're less of
sway.
the whole controlled by the city kind of land. And here I go messing up words again. Sorry.
No. Yeah, no, totally. Like that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But then I think if more people understood what being in the EU was going to entail entirely,
Yeah.
most people wouldn't have voted to join it, right? Like if they were realistic, if they had a realistic understanding of what.
Yeah, but politicians don't want you to have a realistic anything because that makes you harder to fucking lie to.
Yeah, no, totally.
And also, while Norway isn't officially a member of EU, we have a trade agreement, EØS, which is so strict that we might as well just be unofficial members at this point. It pisses me off. Because it's a trade agreement. We can say no to everything they tell us to do, but if we say no, then the EU are free to like squeeze our balls in our trade agreements. So we'll also be able to stop things with them. So it's sort of it's a standoff we never have gotten into because a lot of the EU shill politicians are, fortunately for them, I guess, good enough at kissing ass. So the EU never really steps up their game. But then again, if they step their game up, we can easily step up our game because being with EU is easier, but it's not something we are definitely in need of.
Right. Yeah. No, country's not going to fail without EU membership.
Nah. We have enough resources still to avoid that fate.
Right.
And if Norway ever becomes an official member of EU, I'm fucking moving to another country.
It seems like a shrinking boat, honestly. The number of EU countries.
Yeah,
they're going to try to enforce it, but I don't know.
The EU project is And anyone can deny it if they want to, but this is just how it is from the outside looking in.
Hmm.
It is a desperate attempt to replicate America without the national pride in it. Essentially, it's a way
Right.
to try to make Europe into a nation.
Yeah, I think so.
Hello,
Well,
Marco.
oh, hey, Marco. Yeah, the EU is useless. They don't really do much of anything.
No, well, they do something, but that is wasting resources and being a bunch of pricks.
Right, yeah. I say they don't do anything positive.
There you go.
But, and I guess I can't necessarily say that because, in reality, if I'm fair, I'm sure there is like some safety regulation or some one little thing they did. I mean, I can't condemn them entirely because I'm sure they have done one or two good things. But like the vast majority of them suck. And the vast
Yeah.
majority of things they've done has been absolutely terrible. So,
Useless that is the best way to describe them. They're absolutely useless.
Well, I mean, they're
I mean,
just
just
bureaucrats, right? Like,
yeah, and they have no soul, no nothing, and everyone there is like fucking Guy Hofstadt. He just goes around being like,
uh,
yeah, well, first of all, the dude can't say union. What he does is union. So I already hate him for that, but oh Jesus, the way he speaks and is like, EU must become an empire. It's like, fuck you, dude. We're not gonna be a US 2.0. You've already screwed that up. EU is bootleg America. People can shit on America as much as they want, but America is a lot better than EU because all your states are essentially within the same age range. There is no state that is like a century older than the other.
right.
While in Europe, every country has history and a personality that makes them completely different from one
Yeah,
another.
exactly. That's the thing because it's not like, so also, Idaho is different than Massachusetts. There's a different culture in Idaho than there is in Massachusetts. There is
Yeah.
not a big enough difference in the culture between Idaho and Massachusetts as there is between Norway and Sweden.
Yeah.
So, and and you guys are closer.
Yeah, we are. We
You're, mu-
we were we
you're
were
much
a
closer
union.
geographically. So
Yeah. We are closer, but it's you can say that the two countries have sort of this brotherhood relationship, but we're not the same. We're just similar. While in America, you all have this common denominator, even
We
though
do.
you are very different in many ways too.
Yeah.
You're not identical, but
there is
your simplicities are more numeral than anything in the EU. I mean,
Right.
just look at the British Isles, right?
Oh
That-
yeah.
Yeah, that is not. They're not really compatible, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're so different, and that is because they've spent centuries upon centuries fighting and trying to kill each other. Hell, it's one of the reasons why England or the British became such good
Well, the sailors.
colonizing force,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They needed to.
Yeah, because they had practice in their own backyard.
Yeah. Well, and it's the idea to turn Europe into a facsimile of the United States or any sort of analog of the United States is just going to fail on its face because there's just not enough homogeneity between
Yeah, I mean-
the people, the cultures, right? And so,
Yeah,
but
I
I think
mean,
that's
you
part of the
can't-
reason they import. That's part of the reason they're overrunning the place with mass immigration right now too. So,
I mean, that's a thing for the entire world, but the thing is, you can point at someone from Idaho and someone from Texas, and while they are two, if I remember correctly, or is
Yeah.
it Dakota? Someone told me this. I'm just paraphrasing now. I think you can point at someone from Dakota and someone from Texas, and while they're vastly different, you can still see the main similarities.
Right.
Now, if you point at someone from Finland and someone from Italy,
Oh.
there will be no such similarity. It will be more differences than similarities.
Right. Well, we had, so I live here in Boise, which I don't think is a secret, but Boise's a designated refugee center. So since the 90s, Boise, even before that, Boise has gotten refugees sent here, which is, it's usually a small population. Whatever. I'm not going to talk about that. They're lovely people. My neighborhood is comprised mostly of them. I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue. That's not my problem. That's not where I'm going.
I mean,
what I'm
immigrants aren't bad. It is the immigrants themselves aren't bad. It's the illegal ones who bring shit in, essentially.
Yeah. But my point is that like we had Serbian dudes here. We had Bosnian guys here. We had, we had a lot of Bosnians here following the Bosnian massacre. We ended up getting Serbians that were fleeing the war also. We had Ukrainians here.
Are we ever actually going to the pool today?
Yeah, when I'm done with this, we're going to go swimming. Okay? I'm on my last painting right now. This is the last painting I'm going to do. How long have we been streaming for?
I'll check.
It's only been like an hour and 15 minutes. It's not that bad.
Nah, it's good.
Okay, so I'll try to wrap this one up in like 15 minutes, and we'll see. That'll give us an hour and a half. That's a good amount of time. I'll edit up.
I mean, let's put it like this: you 1 hour and 15 minutes, and you're already done. You're on your third image. Well, me, I might be done with the sketching in process.
See, that's exactly why I said, I should do more than one, because it's not going to take me that long to do them.
Skills, dude. Pure skill.
It's the paint is drying so quick. It's super nice. Like, this is probably still a little tacky, but it's because it's like I'm sweating like a pig. It's hot as hell out here. But I'm okay with that. We had a friggin' shit long, rainy, snowy, crappy winter here. Everywhere in the United States had that. Which worked out great for my company, because my company works for snowplows and stuff, or works on snowplows, which they're awesome. I have no complaints about my job. I remember I posted in the Sultan's Discord before I was getting this job, thinking whether I should go for this one or the law firm one, but this job was definitely the right choice.
Good. Nothing's better than be able to be happy with your job, dude.
Right. They've been I work with cool people. Dude, I get to talk to like my last job, I was talking to nurses a lot. Nurses and accountants. Those were the two people I talked to the most. Nurses and accountants. Because I was an accounting admin, and they're lovely people. Nurses are lovely people. And they try very hard. But I'm always very polite to them. You always want to be very polite to them, because they're very polite people, and they are oftentimes dealing with bullshit. They don't want to have to deal with bullshit anywhere else. So I tried my best to provide them with the least, the most bullshit-free experience I possibly could. But here I'm dealing with fleet mechanics and stuff like that, and these dudes are a riot to talk to. They're hilarious to talk to, because some of them are really crass, but most of them, they're all down to earth, and they're just they work for a living.
Yeah. And they're not afraid to exchange a little bit of banter, and that's the best part of the work and experience, is when you start exchanging banter with people. It's one of the best things about being a chef, because when we start getting into the shit talking, it's just fun. It's just so much fun.
Oh yeah, you can imagine. And I've always wanted, that's what my son wants to do when he wants to get a job cooking somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I will recommend against it as a chef. It's sort of an unwritten rule. If you're a chef, always recommend against becoming a chef unless your son has some kind of prodigy talent or really loves cooking food.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, I think he just wants to look for a job as a cook, as a teenager. because he's young. He's not out of high
Yeah.
school yet. He just wants something for like a job to do, and that's what he wants to go work on
Yeah.
cooking
I mean,
somewhere.
it's a good way
So-
to see how well you handle stress. It's a good way to learn to handle stress. So
Yeah.
I would recommend, if he's young and he wants to really test his metal, yeah, he should become a chef, because it's a good way to see how well you handle stress.
Right. Dude, and I've worked in kitchens before. And it is stressful. It's stressful, but it's a pretty fun environment too.
Yeah, because it is how chefs blow off stress
Yeah.
that makes it interesting. Because being a chef and a waiter, it's the most stressful, low-risk job in the world.
Yeah. For real, that's a good way to put it. But dude,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, like anything is better working fast food.
Yeah.
And I think every kid should do a fast food job at some point. Like every kid, every person should do a fast food job. Just because it teaches you humility.
Yes. Hell, in Norway now there is this it's this regular commercial that goes out where they say, they don't talk good about working for McDonald's, and that's become a fucking hiring point now, because it's like, we're looking for people who can handle everyday stress, and they don't speak of the job like a full-time job. It's put up as this is a temporary shit. Yeah, it's gonna suck, but if you can handle this, you can handle anything. So you see like these teenage girls and teenage boys who just struggling through the fucking working on McDonald's, and then you see like a 10-year skip where they walk around being like people handling stressful situation with a just fucking stone face.
Right. Dude.
Basically, it makes it a challenge, and I like that.
Right. Okay, so I've laid concrete. I've worked food jobs. I've done mostly IT for the last like 20 or something years, but I've done a lot of shitty jobs, and nothing was as bad as working at Wendy's.
Yeah.
Like Wendy's food, and it wasn't because the company, just that job was that bad. It was so terrible. It was just awful. And like,
Oh yeah.
there's just weird shit happen there all the time. But because and I think probably what that mostly is volume. Ooh, that one got ugly. The volume of people that go through those fast food restaurants. Like, working a lunch rush, it wouldn't be uncommon to serve, like 200 or 300 people an hour in a small town, right? Which like, this one's getting a bit of a makeover. It came out sloppy.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be. But if you had 400 people through your restaurant, in a restaurant as small as our fast food restaurant was, if you had 400 people in there for like a fine dining experience, that would be a nightmare of a night.
Yeah.
But just going and sending people through the friggin' the drive-through or whatnot, in or out in 5-10 minutes, you're gonna deal with some friggin' wackos.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I would not be able to handle working at a fast food joint, man.
Yeah.
It would, like an American fast food joint. That I would fucking jumpstart a shotgun at that point.
Yeah, some people are just douchebags. It's really.
Yeah.
Man, one
You
time.
can find a wide selection of people. Like I work on the buffet. That's my gig. I run around the buffet. I keep it stuffed full of things. Like make sure there's food there, make sure it looks nice, and many people would be like, "Oh yeah, when I get Americans there." Many people are like, "Oh yeah, Americans are terrible." No. Whenever it comes to an American, especially, just the standard American comes along, I usually breathe a sigh of relief, because at least they understand the message I'm trying to convey. The worst people to have in a buffet are French and Spanish and Chinese.
Oh, I've heard many bad things about Chinese.
Oh yeah, it is, because we sort of have this thing where we're trying to. Yeah, Mark, you have no idea how tempting that would be. In Minecraft. In Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft.
Anyway, yes. The thing is, you have no idea how uncommon it is. How common it is. I mean, to have these people not use cutlery when they take food, because we have these forks around. We have steel pincers so they can pick up bread and other kinds of food and shit and stuff like that, and spoons. And there's so many people who
My Discord cut out again. Oh, you were so good for so long, Discord. Why do you gotta do this to me? I'll play the obligatory. God damn it! I'll be right back. Okay.
I love the damn picture puzzle. Oh man. Where do you lose me?
Yeah, tongs. Yeah, tongs
Yeah.
for bread. Yeah. Okay, keep going.
It is crazy how unused to using cutlery some people are during breakfast, because we have cutlery for everything, from fruit to bread to meat to cheese to fish. Everything has cutlery, because you don't touch in a buffet where there's about 300 people walking through in the morning.
Right.
You don't let them touch with their fucking fingers, right?
Right.
But there's this. Oh, exactly. It's like, I tried to explain to someone. I mean, when Americans do it, I tell them once, and many will say sorry and thank me for stopping them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I say it to a Spaniard, they are physically and painfully offended that I have the gall to tell them how to eat food. And there's this.
That's a cultural difference right there.
Yeah, but it's one French guy who ended up becoming so offended that he held a 11-day-long grudge.
What?
And every time I turned around, he would go for the food with his hands. And there's this one American chick who came along and was like, "Hey, he's been doing this all the time." And I was like, I can't go after them unless I see them do it.
Right.
So I kind of stood around, worked, pretended I did some paperwork, and then the American woman, I could see it on her because she was looking at the guy. And then when I saw her make a grimace, I turned around. He had his fingers on the fish.
Oh.
So I just you really loudly, which I rarely do.
Yeah.
And I made a show out of it. He tried to move his hand away. I grabbed his hand.
Oh, no shit.
And I held it there. I was just stay. And I took all the fish, which is like half a kilo of smoked salmon. That shit is expensive.
Yeah.
And I threw it.
Yeah.
And I put back more paper. He tried to pull away. I grabbed his hand again. Then I went to get some paper. Gave it to his fist so he could dry his hand off.
Yeah.
Reach up my hand, got the paper. Reach out the fingers, stay. Went through the paper. Changed to my gloves again. I made a show out of it. Then I went to get a new piece of cutlery. Snapped my fingers out so he would give me his hand. Then I grabbed his hand. Put the fork in his hand, then put the fork in the fish. I crossed my hand and just looked at him. The restaurant was silent, and I did get a little bit of shit from the head waiter, but fuck it, that guy pissed me off.
Oh my
yeah.
god, that's hilarious.
He did not have anything nice. He had nothing nice to say about me in the customer. But
Oh.
so many other people just fucking applauded it in their messages back. They didn't applaud me there, but there's like a lot of people who are like, "That was good. That was nice."
That story is so good. That's hilarious, dude.
Oh, you have no idea. And there's like for every 100 guests, there's always one who's a kind of an ass. But most of them learn. However, there's this once or twice, like every third trip, there might be this one guy who thinks he's entitled to everything because he paid a lot for it. Fun fact, everything is expensive. I can't deny them and I can't throw them out of the restaurant.
Right.
But I am required to tell them to stop acting like a bunch of dicks.
Dude, that's what I was saying. It's a matter of scale, right? It's 1 out of 100 people. Like, that means if you only had 50 people, you're less likely, like, the magnitude of dick you would get at 50 people is much greater than it is, or is much lower than it is at the magnitude of dick you get at 100 people.
Exactly. It is enraging. But it's how you make of it, too, because I'm not really the best chef. I don't make a lot of food anymore because, again, I prefer to be out in the buffet because I'm more of the whole service part where I'm out talking with people, and it is my biggest strength too. The fucking hotel managers on both shifts just like, dude, you're buffet chef, you're buffet chef. That's kind of cool. I have a niche that no other of the chefs on the ship is able or willing to fulfill.
Well, that's good. It's always good to be unique.
Yeah, and I get every time I'm on the ship, you can see in the opinion pooling how much what I do just affects the happiness of the guests aboard.
Well, right.
I try to make a little bit of show of everything.
Let me tell you, if I was on a ship and I had to go and I went through the buffet and there was some motherfucker picking shit up with his fingers and nobody did anything about it, I would come home and tell that story.
Yeah.
I would definitely tell that story. I would be like, yo, get a load of this shit to everybody I knew. Just I'd be like, it was great, except for that one weird motherfucker that wouldn't keep his hands out of the buffet.
And this one chick who was really helpful, she told me whenever a dude did it, and yeah, it's a little bit of a tattletale thing, but it is something. I can't go after them unless I see them, but if somebody gives me a bit of notice, I can look out, and then I just strike it down whenever I have the chance to do it.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
I'm tired of shit like that.
Here's the third painting.
Nice.
So, this is, so I will take pictures of, I'll get pictures of them and I'll get, like, the time-lapse videos created. This is going to be my next project. So, I did, my toner cartridge, I refilled it, but the stupid chip on it wouldn't read. So I had to go get new toner cartridges. So I had this like full toner cartridge, and so I just dumped the ink out here. And I have a couple of black and white cats, and so I'm going to try to make stencils of the black and white cats and paint them on here.
Cool.
Because one of my cats is named Rorschach, because he's the black and white spotted cat. I thought it would be kind of a cool thing, you know. So that's my next. I'm gonna share a fast food story really quick before I end the stream. Just to
do it.
BS. So there was one time I worked at Wendy's when I was in high school, 30 something years ago, and I was working the register one day. It was a Sunday, and Sunday we got shit tons of old people in there. And old people were such a mixed bag because some were super nice and some were just really rude. And I was an angry, shitty little teenager. But a lot of them are just entitled, right? I can take my mask off now.
Whew, okay. So,
there we go.
That's better. So, one time I was at the register and this lady came in and was, she was mad because her fries were cold. Well, her fries were cold because she drove all the way like 10 minutes home, went to eat her fries, and her fries were cold. I was like, well, no kidding, bitch. What do you think's going to happen? And the whole time this lady's yelling at me, and I'm just like a 17-year-old kid, just like, okay, whatever, I'm sorry. You know, what do you want me to do? There's this lady standing behind her, and she's like nodding her head. And I'm kind of sitting there thinking, like, I'm taking the shit from the lady who's yelling at me, and I'm looking to think at the lady behind her, like, you bitch. Like, you know, what the hell do you mean you're on her side? She's got the stupidest complaint ever. And so I was just like, I took that lady's bullshit. I think we ended up giving her some fries. And then,
Of course.
and then after she left, the next lady came up, the one that was nodding her head, and I realized that lady had Parkinson's, and she wasn't nodding her head. In agreement, she was nodding her head because she couldn't not nod her head. And I immediately, like, because I was pissed, and like all the anger just drained out of me there. I was just like, okay, well, can I help you? And I was really polite to her after that. But that's my
Oh, dude, I know that feeling all too well.
So I'm gonna we'll cut the stream here. We're a little over, but I'll get these videos to you. But thanks to everybody who showed up. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Callum,
Thank you all for
Marku.
coming, and
I don't even know who's all here right now. Who's all here right now? I gotta make sure.
Callum?
It's Callum, Marku, and then Marku just bailed. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks everyone. I'm gonna stop streaming right now.